All right, we are officially being recorded. So I'm going to mute everybody. Mute all, maybe. It's always funny when I watch the video after we do it, because I usually watch these videos when we're finished, and I see myself looking at the screen, and I can always tell I'm squinting because I can't see. I don't have my glasses on. I could put them on. I'll look like Bob. Here, I'll put on my glass. I'll do the Bob Durkin. Yeah. All right. Well, it's Tuesday again, and glad everybody's here. Super excited for what's coming up. Celebration's coming. You guys are going to be the first to hear some of this information. So hopefully, and I'm telling you this over the video so that you guys can't throw anything at us. But I want to tell you guys this on here. We haven't officially determined that it's not going to happen, but Vegas is, in order to get 100, let's just put it, I'll cut straight to the chase. I'll keep it a short story. In order to get about 120, 130 people, because that's about how many people are coming from Team Shady, and to be able to reserve a room and have any type of drink tickets or anything like that, the cheapest that we've been able to find is just slightly under $20,000. Yeah. So the chances of us having a official get-together will be very small. Because I can think of $20,000 being spent in significantly better ways for the growth of all of our teams versus buying a couple of drink tickets for the people from Michigan. So, because they always take more of them than everybody else. Well, I shouldn't say that. The Wisconsin team might put up a good challenge for them on the drink ticket options. But seriously, guys, I just don't know if we're going to be able to pull this off for this event, because what we may do is pick a bar, Brent. Yeah, yeah. We may pick out a bar or restaurant and just say, hey, whoever wants to show up can show up. And when we do that, then we may do something with that. But I just and if we do, it will be Saturday night. So we may pick out, like, the lobby bar or something like that, and just take over a lobby bar basically, and just have everybody there, and everybody does their thing. So that's the highest opportunity. If we do that, we will probably bring. We've got Tracy's asked for everybody's shirt sizes and stuff, and so we may do the shirt handout at that time. And if you don't show up for wherever we announce it to be, and I hate doing it this way, guys, but it's Vegas and it's going to be difficult to make it happen otherwise. If you don't do it, if you don't show up when it's going to be, then your opportunity to get your shirt or whatever will be limited, because I'm not going to backpack 100 shirts around Vegas to hand out at different events. So I hate to kind of call it like it is, but I'm calling it like it is. So anyway, so off from that, on to some more exciting stuff. I haven't put this out there, but I'll put it out to you guys because you guys are the team builders. So a couple kind of exciting things for recognition goes. I know that there's a lot of different people that are being recognized from the team. We've got some Crystal executives that made Crystal executive during the reset, so you're going to be acknowledged for that. If there's anybody on here that knows that they're being recognized for something at Celebration, can you please raise your hand, do something so I can recognize you and acknowledge who's on here that's being picked out on something. Is anybody? I know Kimberly got Crystal Executive Reset. I know that Kelly D got it, but she's still got her screen on blank, so I can't tell if that's actually her or not.
I haven't showered yet today.
Oh, you haven't showered yet today. Well, Kelly D's on, and she got Crystal Executive Reset. So congratulations, Kelly D.
Thank you.
And Blake got it, and I'm not sure how many. Dan, who else? Do you have anybody on your team that got the Crystal Executive Reset?
Yeah, Miker and Munzer. Miker and Munzer both did.
Got the Crystal Executive Reset?
Yeah, they got it on the,
Okay, I don't know.
they got it on
Okay,
Maybe
Tracy says they got it, so they
Yeah.
must have got it.
the, they got it on
All right. Okay. All right. Very cool. So, so anyway, so we've got those, right? And then due to that, right? So due to the efforts of the team, Tracy and I have been accepted into the top 100. So we made the top 100 of all of Isogenics for last year. And we also got the, if you rank advance twice from one celebration to the next, then you also receive what's called a Shooting Star Award. And I guess that means that your flame's about to go out. I'm not sure, but we got that as well. And then, so those are two really cool awards that we got that will be called up for. So those things will be at the gala. So for those of you that are going to be at the gala, we will definitely, I'm not sure what the seating range is going to be, but if we can all sit together, that'd be awesome. And be able to kind of sit together. The gala this year sounds like it's going to be something along the lines of like Isagenix version of the Emmys, right? In the past, what they had done is they had like a dinner section where if you were going to be issued an award, then you were invited to the dinner piece, and then everybody else kind of sat like in the bleachers, which I always thought was kind of odd. But you kind of sit in the bleachers and watch all this go on. And this year, it sounds like they're going to do it more along the styles of like an awards ceremony, just a first-class award ceremony, which knowing Isagenix, I'm sure it will be a first-class award ceremony. So anyway, so that's what's going to happen with the celebration this year as far as our connections are going to go. What else, Tracy? Anything else?
I've been putting it, make sure everybody's in the page.
Yeah, make sure that you guys are all, and anybody that you know that is interested in getting at the celebration, make sure that they're put in the page, the Facebook page about the Team Shady celebration. There are some different tickets that are available. So if any of you have any people that are, you know, last minute wanting to go or wanting to attend, get with me or Tracy. Tracy would be better. And get with her and talk with her, and we can probably figure out something super cool as far as a way to get a ticket. Because quite honestly, anybody that's got a ticket in their hands now, that ticket really isn't worth much. And hopefully there's people on our team that are more interested in seeing other people attend than they are seeing that ticket get flushed down the toilet, because that's what's going to happen with the value of that ticket after the celebration begins. So we will try to get some highly, highly discounted, if not free tickets, if anybody knows somebody that's wanting to attend. And we want them to be like new people that, you know, are just on board and really want to make that happen. So anyway, just keep that in your back of your mind if you've got somebody. From there, I want to talk a little bit about something that I thought about today on my bicycle riding adventure. So on Tuesdays, I cycle with, I created a Facebook group about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, for bicycling in the East Valley. And at the time, because I cycled a lot at the time, I was, you know, probably one of the top 10 I don't know, maybe even the top 5 cyclers on that group. And over time, what's happened is that group has gotten a reputation for being fast and faster and faster. And so that group has grown and grown and grown, and we've got about 500 members. It's also been a really great place. Kelly, we just saw you. It's also been a really great place to help grow the Isagenix business because of the fact that I've got that connection with a group of people that are interested in fitness. So the point is, though, is that over the last couple months, Tracy and I have been pretty fortunate in fact of trying to do things for the team, and then also we took a vacation. So as you can imagine, my cycling abilities have suffered, right? So this morning I decided I was going to go ride, and because it's Tuesday morning and we go ride at Tuesday morning. And so I took off, went out there, met up with everybody. There was a group of about, it's probably about 40 riders, someplace close to 40 riders. And they divide themselves, you kind of self-divide into what they call the A group and the B group. And the A group is a group of guys that just want to crush the entire time. So they just fly. And on bicycle flying, if you're not familiar with that, the speed is someplace 25 to 30 something miles an hour on bicycles, right? And so these guys are really fast, and it's a 30-mile trek that we do, and you go about 15 miles, and there's a turnaround spot, and then you come back. So I get in with the A group because, you know, my ego's there. So I get in with the A group, and I take off, and I get about 10 miles in to the ride, and I get dropped. Okay, nothing exciting or new about that. I mean, it's happened to me before, but I get dropped. And so that means when I get dropped, that means you fall out of the draft and you just can't even keep up with the last guy in the pack. So you just kind of end up by yourself. So I'm riding by myself, and I catch up to where they're at, and then they're turning around. By the time I get there, they've rested and turned around. And so they're coming back down. I'm still ahead of the B group, okay? But they turn around, they're coming back down. So I get behind them again, and I'm riding with them again for about 5 miles. And after about 5 miles, I get dropped again. And where I'm going with this story, guys, is this. In order to be good at anything, right? I don't care what it is in your life that you're wanting to be good at. It takes time, and it takes intensity of effort, okay? So the intensity of your effort. I have today, when I went out and read this morning, I was intense, ready. I was ready to go. I was breathing hard. I was pushing as hard as I could, but I couldn't keep up, right? And why couldn't I keep up? Because I hadn't put in the time, right? I wasn't putting in the time recently, so I couldn't keep up. I'm looking at these guys. I know I'm capable. I know that there's nobody there that, you know, well, I shouldn't say that. There are guys there that are better riders than me, but there was no reason I shouldn't have been able to keep up with that group other than the fact, because I wanted it, right? Everybody here wants it. Everybody here, you know, on occasion, you're intense about it. You know, it's like, oh man, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. And this is going to be important for celebration, because you're going to get to celebration. You're all going to be intense about it, right? And then, but it still takes, because a lot of people try to say time and effort, but it's not time and effort, because time and just regular effort, right? I can ride as long as I want on a beach cruiser up and down the canal, and I'm never going to be able to keep up with those guys doing 27, 30 miles an hour, right? That's time and effort. But it's time and intensity of effort is what's going to get you there. So if you're part of this team, and if your goals, and I'm not setting your goals for you, I'm just asking you if your goals are. If your goals are to be in that A group, right, that recognition group, that group that gets celebrated, that group that gets recognized, and the people that are promoting and advancing and all those kind of things, if that's your goal, then you've got to decide on more than just time and effort. You've got to decide on time, being consistency, all the time, regularly, every day, and intensity of effort, okay? Your intensity of effort. Are you reading? Are you educating yourself? Are you going out of your way to make contacts with people every day? Are you holding the door open for people? Are you saying hello? Are you saying, hey, that's a nice blouse or nice shirt or nice jeans, or are you complimenting people to try to engage in a conversation? That's intensity of effort. Are you doing that every day? Okay, that's A group personality. Okay, there's B group, C group, D, go all the way down the alphabet, right? But as you get down the alphabet, you have to recognize that it's your responsibility to be involved in that decision of time and intensity of effort. Okay, I had some of the guys today, they got finished, they go, hey, we're going to go for this ride on Thursday, and then we're going to go do a swim and all this kind of stuff. And I looked right at them, I go, look guys, I said, I was just joking with you guys about this whole time and intensity, because I talked to them about this, right? I said, I just told you, I don't have the desire for that, to put that much time and intensity of effort into my cycling fitness right now, or my swimming fitness, or my triathlon fitness right now that I have in the past, because I've got other goals. Now, my goals didn't match theirs, much like some of the people on here, your goals may not match mine or anybody else that's here on the board. It's okay, right? It doesn't matter if your goals don't match. Just recognize where they are, and don't be pissed off or mad or get upset or feel down about yourself if you're not seeing your rank advancements and stuff like that, because you go, oh man, I was ready to go, I'm really wanting this to happen, Well, that's called intensity, right? That's excitement. But are you putting in the time and the intensity of effort on a regular basis? So anyway, that was my big epiphany, if you will, on my cycling efforts today. And I thought it was really relevant to the call tonight, but also to what's getting ready to happen with Celebration. Because at Celebration, we're all going to get jacked up. We're all going to have this intensity of effort. And it's going to be up to each one of us to get in there and take that intensity and then turn that intensity into repetition of time. So doing it over and over and over again in order to get each of us to that level that we want to be at of that intensity of effort. So anyway, that was just my thoughts on that, and I think it plays well for what we're trying to do today. Any questions on that or any other comments about that? Anything that jumps out to anybody? April, you got anything? Are you driving? Don't answer if you're driving.
I'm not driving.
Oh, I see light behind you. Look like you're driving.
Yeah, I'm sitting out in the garage.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. Intensity of effort and, what you're doing every day and how that's working out. If it's not working out, adjust it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's intensity, effort, and time. It can't be one or the other, right? You can spend all the time in the world reading about network marketing. You can become the most educated network marketer in the world. You can be the person that goes to every event and sits and listens to every other leader and do all of those things. But if you're not putting those things into intensity of effort, so if you're not putting those things into practice every day, then you're just going to be another one of the hundreds of thousands of highly educated network marketers that don't make it happen, right? And I don't want that for any of us. That's not the goal. So my goal for each of you is to put some of these practices that you read and put them into effort daily, okay? 15 minutes a day. Dedicate to yourself that you will give 15 minutes a day to some sort of true network marketing effort. And that true effort can be something as simple as, instead of buying your gas at the pump, go inside and pay the clerk at the gas station and find out what their name is, okay? That's a practice, okay? You've practiced. You've walked in, you've said hello, and you said, oh, hey, how are you? How was your day today, right? Talk to them. Practice with these people, because this is easy practice, right? They've got to talk. You're giving them money, okay? That's like your waiters and your waitresses. They got to talk to you. You're paying them. They want a tip, okay? So, hey, how are you doing? What's your name again? Know their name. And when they walk back up your table, call them by name, right? That's practice, guys. Those are practicing efforts that you can do every day. You don't have to try to enroll them right there at the table, right? Or they're over the counter, but you now know that person's name. So maybe the next time you walk in and you say hello again, right? Or the next time that you go to that restaurant, you remember their name. And those kind of things, guys, are practicing your efforts for your goal of introducing yourself and becoming their Facebook friend, putting them on your Facebook page, and then letting them see who you are so that you can then show them how to do what you do, okay? Tracy and I, we were on a cruise last week. So we took a cruise. And just so that you guys kind of have an idea how this works, right? We made sure that the cruise that we were going to take left from a place that Isagenix was capable of doing business at. And that happened to be Puerto Rico, right? So we can fly to Puerto Rico for the purpose of doing nutritional business, okay? Our intent was to go there and to talk about Isagenix and get leads in Puerto Rico to build our business in Puerto Rico. So when we flew there, we got information and talked to people on the plane. And then when we landed, we took again, we could have taken a ton of different tours, but the tour that we took was a organic food tour, okay? So what do you do on organic food tours? You talk about organic activity in the region, what's going on, how do they use pesticides, they don't use pesticides. You learn all these things, and you go to restaurants that do this, which easily converts to people that would be interested in your business, okay? as we're meeting these people that we think are potentially interested in business, we're writing it down. We're writing down their names. We're trying to connect with them on Facebook, that sort of thing. Pokemon Go got released in Puerto Rico while we were there, so that was a hot topic. So we got to talk about Pokemon Go, and we got to talk, and Zach was with us, so he got to keep us up to date on all that, right? And then in addition to that, when we're on the ship, we're talking to people on the ship, right? We're talking, because what's on a cruise ship? People from all of the Asian countries that we want to try to do business in, right? Indonesia, Taiwan, all these different places that you want to do business in. So we're constantly trying to find out who's from these different regions where we're interested in doing business. In addition, we're talking to the people at our tables, and we're talking to people during the day. We're wearing our Team Shady stuff. We won an adventure race, right? We won an adventure race in a town, and our team's name was Team Shady, right? Because we had our Team Shady shirts on. So Tracy and me and Zach got teamed up with 3 other people to do an adventure race. And funny side note, so at the beginning they said, okay, what's your team name and why are you going to win? So when they got to me, I said, we're Team Shady and we're going to win because we're better. And everybody laughed, ha ha ha, that's funny, right? So then when it was over, we won. And so when they're saying, okay, this is who won, and they're handing this out, there was like 6 different teams. And they said, okay, and the winner is, and they said Team Shady. And we're like, oh, fantastic. And everybody's clapping. And I go, you know why we won, right? And the guy that was announcing says, why? And I go, because we're better. Nobody laughed, right? Who cares, right? But it's the point, right? It's funny, right? At the beginning, it's like, ha, 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 who's going to win? But then when you win, people are like, oh, well, that sucks, right? But that's okay. We did win. And it was actually pretty challenging. It was pretty fun. So point is that, again, all of those things become business opportunities. And all of those things are practice, guys. Every single one of those connections, every one of those introductions, every time we talk to somebody, it's all practice, and you get better from doing it, okay? So that's what I want to talk to you guys about, is just making sure that you're using your intensive effort and you're practicing daily on these efforts of making connections and that sort of thing. Does anybody have any questions about making connections or understanding that your true goal should be to introduce, get their Facebook connection, again, guys, I apologize that I say this 1,000 times over, but this is the track that I've been coached how to do. This is the track that works for us, and I'm not going to try to coach you on a track I don't know. So there may be 1,000 different ways, and you guys have heard me say this before, there might be 1,000 different ways to get to the top of the mountain. I know one because I've seen it put in place. I've seen it put in action. I know it works, and that is the method that I know how to do, okay? So my goal is to introduce, engage them in Facebook so I can stay in relation and eventually get them somehow engaged in a question that leads it to me putting them on the nutrition page so that we can talk about nutrition. And if they are really interested in the business side, I'm going to ask them about the business, okay? I'm going to push that business. I push that business every single time to every single person. I make them aware that the business opportunity exists, and I started off in the terms of rebates. Jane's underneath me. Jane, if you're interested in the nutrition, and if somebody approaches you, are you interested in receiving a cash rebate? That's the way I'm going to say it to them. Are you interested in receiving a cash rebate? And when they say yes, because they will, they say, okay, fantastic. I just want to let you know that if one of your friends decides that they're interested in this nutrition because they want to do what you're doing, let me know, and I will be happy to help you get a cash rebate. That's it. That's the extent of how I introduce the business to people, especially people that, that aren't interested in network marketing, or, oh, I really don't want to do the business. That's fine. No problem. I will do all the work. I would just going to make it to where I can send you a cash rebate. Are you okay with receiving a cash rebate? And that's the terminology that we use to make that happen, okay? Again, back to that topic. Is there anybody that has a question on the connections, on making connections, on saying hello? I don't see anything popping up there. Okay. Oh, Kim popped on. Kim, congratulations. We were talking about you making Crystal executive. So congratulations on making Crystal executive, Kim. That's outstanding. Keep your eyes on the road. And let's see what else. I don't know. April, take your phone off mute, or just to make sure you're actually listening to me. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Did you get the shooting star notification?
No, because I only rank advance once.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure. I tried to call you earlier today to ask that question, and that's what I remembered was trying to reach out to you for. Okay. All right. Anything else that somebody wants to cover? I don't really have a whole lot else, guys. I was really thinking about the whole idea of connection and how it related to the intensity and time and effort thing. So, and then with celebration coming up, I know there's going to be a lot going on. There are some pretty exciting things going on that are going to be announced at Celebration. For those of us that listened to the call with Coover last night, Susan Sly and Coover, they talked about some things that are getting ready to happen. I reached out to Jill about some of those to see if she would, see what she had for knowledge. I know that one of the things that's going to happen is there will be another derby. So kind of start thinking about your teams and who you want to put together on a team in order to make a derby happen, in order to possibly, for those of you that aren't familiar with the derby thing, basically what happens is you're allowed to put together a team of people, and then your collective team that you put together, it's a point system that goes for new enrollments and rank advancements and that sort of thing, and you get points, and as the more points you get, then you move up the ladder as far as being able to receive the trip, which is what the derby is usually based off of, is a trip and some cash, I think. So it's a good thing to get involved in, right? Let's see.
I can tell you some top secret information that I got when I went to a what was it called? I don't know, some kind of panel I went to last Friday over at Isogenics.
Okay.
So Friday afternoon, they invited some people in to talk about stuff.
Cool. What do you got?
I can't be recorded.
Whatever. I'll turn the recorder off here in a minute. We'll talk about it.
Sure.
Okay. So those of you that want to stay on after the recorder, I'll kick that off. Tracy, you got anything? Oh yeah. Anybody that's here locally, we have the deal on the 31st at Jill's event here on the 31st. So if anybody's local, please bring people to that event. You should get your tickets on Everbright or whatever it's called, and get your information from there. And then also we have our event on August 2nd here in Gilbert that we'll be hosting. And with that, and what I really want you guys to recognize with that is that we're still doing it, guys. We've been doing this for over 3 years, and we're still hosting launch parties. We're still making those things happen. I know that I put out the other day on my little rant about how to build your business. And the conversation I had with Jill was about investing in your business, investing in your team. And I'm talking about financial cash investments into your team and helping your team grow, and how important that is, and how all the top leaders are doing it. All the cool kids are making it happen. And I know that it sucks, and that may not be where you want to spend your Isogenics income, but if you can start setting aside, 10%, 20% of your income from Isogenics into a separate little account that you can then look at and say, look, that money is for my incentives. That money is to help, rank advancements. That money is to, offer up a drawing for anybody on my team that, has an auto ship or sets up an auto ship or bring them back or whatever it is that you decide to do. All of those are really great ways to help build your team. And go ahead.
Is it automatically assumed, or can we assume that there's going to be a 90-day game plan after Celebration?
There almost always is a 90-day game plan. What hasn't been in the past is a crystal reset program. They didn't do that last year. They held off on that until after NYKO. So there most likely will be a 90-day game plan in conjunction with the Derby announcement.
So with that 90-day game plan, just to throw out there talking about investing in the team, and I shared briefly, I think during April's call last week, is leveraging Isagenix money. If you can predict when their launch weeks are, if you can have your large scale launches or your rent a room versus somebody's living room or whatever it is, that's what I'm going to be absolutely paying attention to, because the $29 free enrollments or the $25 shipping or the coupon for the following order will definitely, if they have 3 launch weeks for those 90 days, we'll be all over it.
Absolutely. And I want to, that was the other topic I wanted. Last week was kind of slow for those of you that might have noticed if you had a slower week than what you may have generally had. And that's been, actually it's probably been over the course of the last 3 or 4 weeks. But I can, because of our position within the tree, if you will, I can see what is happening with auto ships, right? Because auto ships dictate how well, how good of a week it's going to be. It just, every single time I can look at the auto ships that are happening and I can tell if it's going to be a good week overall and if the team is going to cycle more than generally. And it's so important, you guys, to make certain that you're getting your people involved in their auto ship, that they're not just placing their, like after somebody's ordered a few times, 3 or 4 times in a row, show them how to do that auto ship. Show them how to set it up. Show them how to not be afraid of it. Show them how they can move it. They can adjust it. They can edit it. Show them how to do that, guys. It's so important. And the #1 retention program in all of Isagenix is the IsaBody Challenge. I promise you, if you will get your people involved in the IsaBody Challenge and the auto ship program, you will see success in your business. There's no 2 ways about it. They will have success. They will have more success, which translates into more success for you. So auto ship, IsaBody Challenge. Those are the 2 most important things I can tell you to do on a regular basis with promoting it to your team. It's just crucial. I mean, it's beyond crucial. And last week I could see, I mean, I knew that what kind of a week it was going to be overall just from the low auto ship participation that was happening last week. And I know a lot of that had to do with the week before with the orange shake and all that kind of stuff, but it's still something that that you've got to be aware of, right? So just try to get your people engaged in auto ship and try to get your people engaged in IsaBody Challenge, and you'll have success from that. Okay. All right. Anything else?
I have a question.
Okay. Who's got your question?
Becky.
Oh, hey, Becky.
Hey. So about the auto ship versus a wholesale order, as long as you're doing 100 BV before your active date, are you fine, or is there a big difference?
Nope, you're exactly right. You're fine. So great question first. Thank you very much for asking that. Your answer is that an auto ship simply is an order that they've set up to be sent out at a pre-designated time. Okay. If they set up an auto ship and then they decide, oh, I want to place an order tomorrow, then place the order and move the auto ship out. That's the option. But either one of those, as long as it's 100 BV, it doesn't matter. You get the same benefit for yourself. It's just that when you can engage somebody in the auto ship program, it keeps that mistake happening that so many people do, and that is if they don't get it, right? If somebody doesn't get it and then they forget to place the order and then they go back in and place the order and then they forget for a couple days, now all of a sudden they're out of their habit of having their shake and their ionics, and now it's like, I'll just go get one from the gym, or I'll get one from this nutrition place, or I'll get one wherever, and then a week turns into 2, and then 2 turns into, I haven't ordered in a few weeks and now I'm not using it anymore really, so I'm just not going to use it for a while. Okay, so just know that encouraging the auto ship, that's what you're trying to avoid. You're trying to avoid the person not having access to their nutrition and then falling out of the habit. Okay, long answer, short question, but that was it. Okay, does everybody understand, or should I go over, if you want me to go over the benefit of the 29-day versus 30-day? Does everybody know what that is? And if you don't, then just raise your hand button and I'll go over that again so that you guys can all make sure that you're telling it correctly. But you want to make sure that you're ordering the day before the active until date. Okay, so make sure that your person is has placed their next order the day before their active until date. The other thing that happened just recently, and this actually happened with one of the people on the team that's actually pretty high up, they have I shouldn't say overbuilt, but they have built strongly on one leg and not the other. And even though they cycle quite a bit, they had gone into grace and they didn't know it. When you look at your page and you see your consultants and you see one of your consultants' name is in grace, you need to understand this. There's two ways to be in grace. You personally are in grace, or your consultant status is in grace. Okay? If you personally is in grace, means that you have not personally placed your 100 BV order, and your consultant status being in grace means that either your person on your right, somebody on your right or somebody on your left, you don't have an active right and an active left. So in this person's case, they had a lot of active left going on, but they only had one person on their right that had been keeping them as a consultant. And so when that person quit ordering or didn't order, and apparently it turned out that it was a situation where they had to auto ship and their expiration date on their credit card had changed, so they didn't get the shipping. And this person was getting ready to fall out of consultant status until I reached out to them, because they don't see their name in red. Okay, what they would have seen if they would have gone on and looked would have been that their associate on their right was had run out of volume, but they would have had to click down to the little rectangle that says personal enrolled details and then scan down it. Because again, if they're not a consultant, they're not going to show up on your homepage in any color. They just don't show up. You've got to dig down and find them. Okay, so that covers that topic. Anybody else questions on that aspect? All right, so I will terminate the recording so we can talk about the top secret stuff from April, and I'll turn it over to April. Hang on a second. Oh, wait, we got a question. Go ahead, Kim.
I was just going to ask, and maybe you already said this, for celebration, are we meeting as a team? And if so, when is that?
Yeah, I covered that. And the answer to that question is that we haven't been able to locate a place the place we locate is just under $20,000, and we're not going to spend that much money. That's what it comes down to. I've got better places to spend $20,000 to help the team than a team party. So we may, what we'll end up doing is we'll find a bar or restaurant that we can kind of just say this is where we're going to meet at, and then everybody can show up and hang out there. Okay.
Okay.